Hey, so welcome to the newest project in vacuum tube amp reconstruction. This is a Fender Champion 600, which has been stripped of its printed circuit board. Something I noticed when I took that board off is it had tube sockets mounted on the printed circuit board. Both of them were actually mounted on the PCB, if I recall correctly. And I don't like that because generally when tubes get hot, it makes the whole circuit board brown because it got overheated. It's not only a fire hazard, but it fries the amp eventually, and that's what happened here. First, when I got this, it came with, I think, a Shugang or some other made in China power tube, 6V6, and that thing blew up. I tried a Hewlett Packard, but this Hewlett Packard came out of a signal generator buddy gave me, and it didn't test all that strong. Now I had this RCA Victor 6V6. I think this was like a 59 new old stock I got for really cheap. Pretty sure this is a metal can. Sound beautiful though. Some guitarists think metal can tubes don't sound good, but they're not always correct. My ear can tell the difference between a glass envelope tube and a metal tube. Regardless of audiophile skeptics. I don't really consider myself an audiophile, though. I just have been using tube amps since '91, so I know what to listen for. I'm probably going to put terminal strips on these standoffs. I'm going to replace the potentiometer because it was junk. Even the ports were junk. Yeah, the modern Fender stuff's ain't what she used to be. It's not what it was in '68. Everybody knows that. But I'm probably going to keep this toggle switch, even though I have some better ones. Probably going to keep this. This is actually cheap plastic. It's fake. And in the old amps, it was a glass jewel, and this was metal. But this is actually plastic junk. I don't know. I may put a legit jewel. I have a couple of them in my junk box. So the output transformer I'm keeping. So here's the power transformer that runs 6V6 and the 12AX7. I'll keep the shield. And there's the output transformer. And there's the 1/4-inch jack monoroll for the speaker. And here's a Michael socket, high quality. They hold the tubes so tightly you can shake them upside down and they won't fall out no matter what you do. In fact, it's kind of, when you have a tube in a Michael socket, you cannot pull it by the glass. You have to actually rock it out by the base unless you want an implosion and finger damage. So yeah, if I get enough spare time to get this started, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I'm going to be able to do it without spinning anything because I have capacitors and resistors in my junk box that are like I have some F&T capacitors, some decent quality stuff, much better than any of the IC caps are in here originally. So this is pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Actually restored this amp, or actually rebiased and retubed this amp once when it was given to me, and it blew. Well, the tube did, like I said. Then I completely retubed it and put a really high ohm resistor from cathode to ground, and that cooled it down a bit. I don't really care about high gain that much anymore. If I need that, I'll use a pedal nowadays. And but I like 5-watt amps because I'm older and they don't weigh as much, and I don't have to haul a 50-pound amp around if I go somewhere and play, although I haven't played a gig in a while. Alright, so yeah, this is something on the bench. Just wanted to kind of make mention of it. Cheers.